Hey guys, how's it going? I know it's been a few days since my previous vlog, and there is a reason for that, so I'll get right into it. We have been running into some really crappy weather, and it caused some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, when we had the rainstorm 2 days ago, my equipment was out on the roof, and normally that's not an issue. I have my telescope cover, a Telegizmos 365 that goes all the way around. It perfectly covers all of my equipment and keeps it out of the rain, snow, hail, anything like that. It is completely safe. Unfortunately, I was in transition between my solar scope and my nighttime Edge HD, and I did not remount my telescope because I was being lazy, and I just left it sitting on the boxes that it normally images from. And so I covered my telescope with the Telegizmos covers, just draping it over it, and then I put a tarp on top of my tripod. Unfortunately, the winds a few days later blew both of these covers off, and then it proceeded to rain half an inch 30 minutes later. This soaked all of my equipment. It soaked my cameras, it soaked my computer, it soaked my telescope, it soaked my Hyperstar. Everything was drenched. My tripod as well with the mount. About $10,000 of equipment just got drenched. And good news, most of it is completely fine. I tested all of it out, which I will play for you right now. All the cameras, so watch this. I tested most of the equipment out. The cameras are all doing great. I will show a little bit of footage of that right now. And I'm going to start with, let's start with the 462. So this is my planetary camera, and it doesn't need anything special. This one was left out in the rain today and last night. So if this one works, that's a really good sign. Okay, we heard the USB come up. Let's go cameras, 462 MC, and we're getting signal. That's really good. Beautiful. Let's try the 174 now. Okay, we get the 174. Beautiful. Now, here is the one I am nervous about, the 294. I don't have the fan plugged in or the 12 volt. I'm pretty sure that these cameras work without plugging in the 12 volt. I don't know about having the fan not plugged in though, so we will see about that. $294. Beautiful. Let's go. Cameras not fried. But as you can see, all the cameras work just fine. I also tested the Pegasus power box, which is behind me over here. I also dried out my Hyperstar, which is right here, as well as my Edge HD, which is right behind me here. All of those look completely fine. I'm not worried about them. The one thing, though, that does not look like it survived was this guy, my Melee Quieter 2. And that guy did not do too well. If you want to see what this guy looks like, this is a quick breakdown on the inside. But where it broke, you can just barely see, is right here. And we'll see if we can get the light on it just right. There we go. You can kind of see how it has a bit of a... It doesn't shine as well as the rest of them, and specifically one corner of it, this lower corner over here, right here, is where it burnt. Anyways, I plugged it in, smoke came out of it, the lights flashed on it. I think this thing might be done. I pulled the SSD out of it, which is this guy right here, Samsung 970 Evo Plus, great hard drives. Never had an issue with them ever. But I think this guy's toast. If you want to see what the bottom of this guy looks like, by the way, this is it. You have your CPU right here with the thermal paste. and then you have your RAM modules here. So this is two 4 GB modules. But anyways, I think this guy's toast. So pulled the hard drive out. I'm going to throw it in the new one that I just ordered today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this hard drive isn't dead. But we don't know about that yet. Everything else works just fine, though. So if we did lose it, it's only about a $200 loss, which is, you know, that sucks, $200, but it's not the end of the world. It would be a lot worse losing this camera right here, my 294 MC Pro. This guy would really suck to lose. Or my 174 mono. Come on, let's see if we can get focus on that. There we go. This 174 is my favorite camera that I own. And that would have sucked to lose that. So, you know, all the cameras are doing just fine. But this is a really good lesson. Don't leave your equipment out in inclement weather and improperly store them. You know, if you have the right equipment to store them outside, you know, you have to use it properly. You can't use it improperly and expect it to work. This was completely user error, and I know that it was my fault. I shouldn't have left the telescope sitting out like I did. It should have been mounted and covered properly, and then the winds would have been not a problem. You know, the telescope would not have gotten any damage done to it if I would have mounted it and covered it properly. And so this is a, you know, a lesson learned. It's unfortunate, but, you know, we can move forward from it. And, you know, I won't make this mistake again. So, but it's also good to know that these ZWO cameras, this Pegasus box, you know, it can get rained on quite a bit and still survive. So it's great to know that this equipment is built well and built to last. It's understandable that the computer died. You know, it's got the most fine circuitry inside of it, and it's doing the most work out of anything. So for that to short out, it sucks, but it's not that big of a deal, and it's easy to replace. In other news, we have gotten approval from our organization on our grant request. So we are going to move forward with purchasing up to $10,000 worth of equipment on the observatory. Basically, the things that I laid out in that previous video, vlog number 5. If you haven't seen it, the observatory upgrade plan, definitely worth watching. That video is fantastic, and it really lays out everything that we're working on. And we're going to be moving forward on some of those projects. The all-sky camera, the weather station, some of the storage upgrades. The dome automation, that's the other big one. We got other little projects that we're going to work on, but those are the big ones. And we're just waiting on approval from the board, which is me and a few other people. I've sent the email out to everyone, and I'm just waiting to hear back on some discussion points that they've got. And then we're going to go ahead and start making these purchases, and videos will be coming out. I'm very excited to start getting these things rolled out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I'm going to be pretty busy this weekend, so make sure you're tuned in for the next video, which will probably be coming out on Monday morning. So thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful weekend. Peace.